more information on the NBA returning in Orlando. The premise of everything is within 53 days, 14 of the teams will be already eliminated out of the playoffs. Within 67 days, there'll only be 4 teams left to participate in the Eastern Western Conference semifinals, or if they're just going to do like one big bracket, 4 teams left to participate in NBA Finals. What's crazy is this seems a lot more manageable than initially brought up. In late July, they're going to allow the teams to have a period where they could sign players and release players, sign players who were actually on NBA rosters or who played in the NBA this year who weren't picked up. They're not going to allow teams to pick up international players who hadn't played in the NBA during the season. So that is out. So guys like Nikola Mirotic, they're not going to be able to get signed. But like a guy like J.R. Smith who was on a roster and didn't end up playing the rest of the season and stuff like that, he could get signed. So by, I believe it's end of June, they're going to allow that period. Then I believe it's July 9th or mid-July, they're going to open up training camp. Early to mid-July training camp. So that it seems like it's feasible. They're going to allow teams to come in with 17-man rosters for the regular season. But for the playoffs, they're going to have 15-man rosters, 13 active, 2 inactive. And the caveat to everything is this. If somebody tests positive with corona, they're going to allow for substitutes. Now, the grandioseness of the substitute, I don't know. Can they get a substitute from a random place, a random team? I don't think they're going to allow that. That would be cool. If your team needs a sub, and hey, for 1 minute, you could get in Damian Lillard. Let's just say he doesn't make it to the playoffs and he's out. You can sub in Damian Lillard. That would be really, really cool. That I don't think is going to happen. Maybe like allow you to sub in like a veteran player or a free agent player. That's my understanding. If they're sick with like coronavirus, that's that one caveat. And then they're going to allow the person who's subbing to have to stay in a 7-day quarantine just to make sure they don't have it, and then they could play, which is it's a good precaution in order to keep everybody safe. They're going to have 8 regular season games and a potential play-in for the 8th seed. My point is this. Get rid of those last 8 games. Pay everybody their money because they're already taking a risk coming out there in Orlando, traveling, could get coronavirus. Give the guys their money for the 8 games. I understand your NBA contracts, but do something extra, NBA. Do something extra. Let the players go on Disney Plus. Those who have Disney Plus get extra access. Sign a quick contract with Disney to make up all those funds and revenue. Hey, if you have Disney Plus, you can see LeBron James day in the life. Like you get in depth. Steph Curry day in the life. Like figure something out to generate that revenue. Because the only reason they're playing them 8 games is for revenue, TV contracts. But at the end of the day, nobody cares about that right now because we just want to see playoff basketball. We wanted to get it started. Those 8 regular season games are really going to do anything for anybody to tune up. It's just a money factor. So like you could attribute it to like a car that's like a money pit. It doesn't matter what you do, you're going to keep throwing money at that car. You know what I'm saying? Whether you got like the most expensive Porsche or the Bugatti or, just something that is just, it costs a lot of money for everything. You're going to keep throwing money at it. So instead of just doing that, just get rid of it. So get rid of those 8 games is something that I would encourage the NBA to do and give us like more all access. Give us family access. Give us what the guys are doing in Orlando. How can they enjoy the parks? Like give us deeper access and eliminate those 8 games. Or let us see 8 great practices, 8 different teams like Hard Knocks. How the NFL does Hard Knocks. We get training camp NBA and you sell that. You can market that. You sell that. And people get to watch guys practice, what guys are thinking, just in-depths that are not even seen in social media, just really in-depth, really cool things, maybe a time capsule piece, something like that you could generate revenue instead of letting us see 8 meaningless games. Or if we're going to see the 8 games, let the 8 games be all the teams that, that are fighting for a spot. Everybody else that's solidified, that's out. There's an issue with the older coaches where they don't want them on the sidelines. So coaches like Mike D'Antoni, he's having trouble with this little rule, and he's kind of upset, and a lot of the players are upset for him. So that's going to be interesting as well. What do we do with the older coaches? To me, if they want to take that risk and they know they're susceptible to coronavirus, but they want to be there for their guys, I'll say, hey, let them be there for their guys. The only thing is if something happens, that person in the NBA really have to come to grips with a potential loss of life. So that's something that, we all have to really think about. One other topic, one little quick topic I want to touch on, like a lot of people are coming down on James Dolan for not having a strong stance on the George Floyd case, and they're shocked at his response, especially because he said the Knicks organization is not an expert as everybody else that's politically involved or civil rights involved and how they feel about it to give out an opinion. So 2 things there. His silence is essentially some sort of a betrayal, if you want to look at it that way. It definitely is. However, I wouldn't be surprised about James Dolan being like that. He's been a dick to his constituents. He's been awful for the Knicks fans. Won't ever give them necessarily what they want. He rules the team with an iron fist. He's not even good to his own people in terms of the Knicks brand. The Knicks are like the #1 basketball franchise in terms of revenue, the love all over the world. They're like the #1 basketball franchise. And he can't even treat his constituents, his fans, his fandom right. He can't even do things for his fans. You remember the one to kick a guy out and tell him never come to a Knicks game because he said you need to sell the team. He can't get it right with his own people. What makes you think he's going to get it right with people that are suffering from oppression, from police brutality? I understand people want more from him. They expect more from him, but somebody like that, don't expect more from him. You know what you do? This is what you do. Knicks fans, if you feel this strongly about it, don't go to the games. Don't support the franchise anymore. Boycott the franchise until, he takes a strong stance. Protest him not taking a stance. Say, hey, I'm a Knicks fan. I'm disappointed in what you're doing. Take a stance. Take a strong stance. Say you're not representative of me, and you want me to spend my dollars at your establishment. That's not gonna happen. And that's the kind of stance I think people should take on that. Just the way he handles people, like how he handled Charles Oakley, how he handles Knicks fans. I mean, it's disgusting. Hoops Junction, or Hoops Meets Hoopla. Like, comment, subscribe.